Alright guys, since I don't have fascia yet, I've been mounting my tortoise, my tortoise switches to to the bench work with just hot glue. All of the double pull, double throw switches I've seen have fascia clips. They just screw on. So anyway, those are pre-supplied on almost every switch I've seen out there. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and glue this on real fast. Couldn't believe that hot glue actually worked for this, but it worked very well. I've only had problems with one. That was because my knife clip caught it and ripped it right off. So anyway, other than that, they're pretty easy to get used to. Just gotta remember not to bump it, you know. So anyway, once I have them in fascia, they'll just be a little bit sticking out instead of all of that. So anyway, now let's go ahead and get to the fun part. All right, guys. So now we're gonna go ahead and get to the part that will kind of require some guessing. You want your power in slot 1 and slot 8. Those are the two end ones. So I'm going to go ahead and put it through one of them here. And just for reference, my switch is pointed down. And for me, down means it's lined for the main line. So when this powers up, when I put this in here, I'll be able to see whether it went up or if it lined down. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch. Ooh, this hurts. Ouch. Okay. Even 6 volts tingles. So anyway, this works. So for me, the red worked for the left and the black worked for the right. Depending on which way you have your switch machine and which way you wired your toggle switch over here, this will be different. But for me, down is pointed this way, and that means this is down. So when I flip this switch, I let go of the tabs. This might not work. Nope. Okay. All right. Well, when the tab is down, this will be like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and I'll show you guys the orientation. All right, guys. So I got the second one orientated. For me, the correct alignment was the red on the left and the black on the right, and the same for this one over here. So anyway, if for some reason the crossovers are not lined whenever you flip the switch, they go opposite, you know, one's lined straight through and the other one's curved, just simply flip around these two wires until you get the desired direction. Now we can go ahead and solder these. If you have your points desired, everything's working right up top, you can go ahead and solder these to the pads. Alright guys, I'm not sure how well this is going to turn out. This is a step I've always taken. I hate soldering anything that isn't horizontal. So anyway, wish me luck here. Don't want to make sure you get only solder on one pad, but it's kind of awkward. I'm not at the angle I usually am, so let's hope this works out here. Alright, well. Alright, it's on there. Alright, good. Just a little bit on that pad. Alright. Yep, it's on there. Looks all yellow, but it's on there. I'm going to go ahead and do this one as well. Alright. I try to center them if possible, but it's kind of hard to. So, alright, so that's on there. I'm going to go ahead and do the second one. I'm going to clean up this one a little bit, and then I'll be back for the next step there. Alright guys, here goes nothing. Alright, just another view here. Now I'm using a 6-volt power supply, Tortoise switch machines. That company recommends using a 12-volt power supply, but they flip in 2 seconds. I mean, it's almost a near instant switch. For me, I like the realistic slowness of these, but you can use a 12-volt power supply. That's not a problem. But I'm using a 6. They don't recommend it, but it works, and it's been working for several months now. It just makes them really slow. So anyway, that's what I want. I like how slow these turn, and gives it a little bit of realism. So anyway, now we're going to move on to powering the frogs. I'm going to go ahead and get set up for that, and then I'll be back to show you guys. Alright, so now we're going to power the frog. So this video might be a little bit shaky, but excuse me guys. Every switch that is DCC friendly, meaning it's made for DCC layouts, have an option to power the frog. As you can see, there's multiple hole locations here, but Atlas have these little tabs, and Walther's has these little holes as well. There's somewhere near the frog. Here's one. So they all have locations to power the frog. It's just harder to find on some. But anyway, you want to go ahead and run a wire from your location where your frog power is to your switch machine, which is under here. So I got to run a wire that's long enough to go from here to my switch machine tab. As soon as I get this all cut, I will show you guys what pad to put it on and soldering it to the tortoise machine itself. Alright, so I got my solder on there and I got my wire stripped. Now you want to go ahead and solder this to the pad. You want to make sure you don't get this too hot either, because as you can see, I'm already melting the tie a little bit. Cool down that tie a little bit. Give it a good pull, a push on it too, make sure it moves with it. And that's good. The solder's below the tie line, so that'll ballast well. And now we want to go ahead and attach this wire to our switch machine. Alright, so now we want to put this wire we just powered to our frog. We want to put that in tab 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. Let's see, make sure I count it right. Alright. I'll fold that over. And now we want to go ahead and solder that. Come on. There we go. Alright guys, now we can go ahead and get our track power on. So now you want to go ahead and drill 2 holes anywhere on the track. I try to get them on this piece of track, but there's a slat of wood running that way. So I did up here. You just want to have a little bit of a hook so it'll catch the rail, and we're going to go ahead and solder these to the rail. You want to wire for each rail, and then we'll run these wires underneath to our tortoise switch machine. So you want to make sure your wires are long enough to reach pads 2 and 3. Alright guys, now we can go ahead and solder our little feeders to the rail. I love soldering tiny stuff like this. It's just, I wish I would have made my feeders 24 gauge wire, but I don't think they would have been heavy enough to withstand the 5 amp booster I'll eventually have. So, oh well, it worked out. So, but these usually are easy to install. But of course, for the sake of this video, they gotta act up. There it goes. A little bit too tall. Okay, now. Oh, that held really good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one, and then we'll go ahead and install them to the tabs. Alright guys, now we can go ahead and attach our wires, our feeder wires. This is simple enough. The left rail has slot 2, so left rail, left pocket here, or tab I guess they are. Fold that over, and then right rail has the right tab, which is tab 3. Now we go ahead and solder these to the tabs. Alright, so now everything's soldered on. You want to go ahead and make sure all your connections are tight, nothing's coming off, and that no wires are loose or anything like that. You also want to make sure no solder is crossed over onto another pad. You want to make sure each pad has its own solder and that the pads aren't connected in any way. That'll create a lot of problems for you later on. So anyway, you're going to want to go ahead and repeat everything you just saw here for wiring the frog onto that switch machine. Everything is exactly the same. I'm going to go ahead and wire that one up, and then I'll be back to show you guys the finished product. Alright, this is just a quick look at the second switch machine. As you can see, everything is exactly the same as the other one. The other one's a little bit cleaner, but anyway, everything's the same. And now that you're done with both, everything should be finished and everything should be working. Alright, so now everything's wired up. The only thing left to do is to test it with a train. You want to go ahead and clean off all your track. The flux has a tendency to get on the rails and get a little, cause a little oxidation, a little dirt and grime. So I went ahead and cleaned that off, and I'm going to go ahead and run a strand over it. Alright. Let's go ahead and test the other direction here. Alright, so everything seems to be working. That's honestly it for this tutorial. If you guys have any questions at all, just feel free to ask. I'll reply within 1 to 48 hours. It depends on the day. So, anyway, any questions at all, I'll be happy to answer. I do not know anything about signaling yet. That is not in my mind at this point. So if there's any questions related to signals, I have no idea. So, anyway, that's honestly it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope this was easy to understand. So anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.